Hello everybody, here is Lala Cookie again, and today I wanted to talk about the whole controversy around Danny's World and people calling it a boring game nowadays. And I'm gonna give my opinion on that and what I think Danny's World is good and what I think it should change or to add to make the gameplay and the game overall better. So, first things that most people complain about this game is how the matchmaking runs, and people who play it are genuinely just so bad, and it's kind of unlikable to play with this type of people. Like, if you join 10 matchmakings, half of them, or maybe more than half, will die before floor 5. And this is actually a very big problem because it just makes the game unlikable. Like, you cannot join a matchmaking without people dying. It just makes it so bad for people who are actually trying to play the game normally and reach high floors. Of course, the devs cannot control this part of the game because the players that are bad. But I guess the creators should at least add a like thing where you can host a run, for example, or just put people in a matchmaking that has a similar level than you in the game. For example, if your higher floor is like 20, or for example, people, I mean, the matchmaking will be with people that have the a similar high floor as you. Now, I kind of don't blame people on the matchmakings to be this bad, considering that distractors are, yes, kind of ruining the game. And I will tell you why before you hate on me. I don't dislike or hate distractors. I just don't really like how people are too dependent on a distractor. Like, you join a matchmaking and there's always someone who is gonna distract. But the problem is, distracting makes the game boring for the ones who are not distracting at all. It just becomes a machine simulator because someone is taking all the dirty work for you, is doing all of it for you. And sometimes distracting isn't even fun for the one who is distracting unless it's a higher floor with harder twisted. One of the big reasons why people say that Danny's World is boring is mostly because they are carried by distractors, and it makes the game really boring because you have nothing to do unless it's doing machines. Nothing more. You don't have to worry about the danger, and this game is a survival game. You need to survive, but with a distractor, you don't need to worry about the only purpose of the game, which is surviving and doing machines. And the worst part is that people are so reliant on distractors at the point that if a distractor dies, everyone is dying right after the distractor. Like, if they can't survive at all without someone distracting for them because they didn't learn how to play the game normally without needing someone to distract the danger that you are supposed to deal with yourself. This is also a big reason why some Danny's World players are hopping to games like Toonverse or Dollars Factory because you cannot distract in the game. Dollars Factory, they make the twists too fast for you to even distract them, and in Toonverse you kind of lose sanity or something that makes you not capable of distracting. So people often like when there is no distractor. I'm not saying that we should erase completely the distractor's existence, but at least not on public lobbies. I'm so done of always, every time I play this game, someone is gonna distract and the game is just gonna be a machine simulator over and over again. Or if the distractor dies, everyone dies and I'm just alone, and becomes a little boring. As much as I love solo runs, like, I joined in matchmaking for a reason, because I don't want to solo anymore and play with other people. When I want to solo, I play solo. When I don't want to, I play with other people. So if people die, that's just so bad. Or in the beginning of everything, if someone isn't gonna distract already, half of your team or maybe all your team just leave because there is no one to distract for them. And that's so annoying, and I hate it so much. And this is just one of the things that make the game boring. But there's also other things that also make the game boring. For example, the updates being only cosmetic based, But this time goes for a debate because Quell has said that last year she was more focused on optimizations because the old models would cause lags, and no one wants a laggy game, right? I saw some people saying that the optimizations were unnecessary, but in my opinion they were actually really needed. The old models were kind of laggy, and I guess the gameplay would be kind of bad with unoptimized tunes, in like, to be honest. And because of Quell and the team needing to optimize the tunes, this year, as all of the tunes are optimized, she's gonna focus, and the team, of course, they're all gonna focus more on gameplay changes and can be more creative on tunes' abilities or even design and things like that that she couldn't do last year, and maybe even doing better updates and listening more to the community, because last year she couldn't. The team couldn't because they were more focused on doing the optimizations while having to give updates. So that was kind of hard. And don't forget that the team and Queller are humans, they're not robots. And doing game development takes time, and I don't think that people should be hating on Quell, saying that she's the worst developer just because she doesn't give the best updates ever, even though she said that she will try to give us more and better update. And this is just the beginning of the year, so don't be hating like this already before we even see what's coming next, because we still have a whole year to see what's coming and what she prepared for us. But I do agree with the people who were saying that this Easter event was just a super copy and paste and boring cosmetic based update. And honestly, this is just surreal. It's actually real in my opinion, because what do you mean? I've waited for this update to come back with something that is actually new. But then we just got the same golden skins. I'm not saying that they were bad or the quests in general. I like the quests and I like that Quell bring back the golden skins. But as I said in another video, she could have at least changed the theme, but it's okay, I guess. And a spring fever that wasn't even that hard. It was all just a copy and paste of the comeback of Christmas. I mean, the events are overall just copy and paste of each other. Like, don't lie to me, they are copy and paste of each other, just with a different theme. So yeah. And the fact that this update was so grindy and had so many skins, I never complained about it being so grindy. I mostly complained about how many skins she gave, but didn't give any actual gameplay change and focused a lot more on skins. But I hope that next year or next Easter or any other next update coming back, I hope that she adds something actually new instead of just copy and paste another existent update event that already happened. And also the fact that I haven't seen much people complaining about this, but I hate so much the fact that Quell gives so much attention to the main characters of the event, but she gives lack of attention to other characters that are side characters from the holiday. Like, tell me, do you know anything about Rebecca or Eclipse lore? Tell me, do you know anything about them? Anything about their lore? You cannot say about Rebecca liking to do clothing or Eclipse liking the moon. Those don't count. Actual lore is what I'm speaking about. Is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual lore instead of just what the characters like. Because this year, in this comeback of Easter, we didn't got any focus, like, at all or almost anything about the other holiday tunes of Easter. We just got more things about Bessie. Okay, I get it that we know a little bit more, like what exactly is a little bit like about the Whispering Flower. But except for that, we didn't got any new lore to the other characters. Like in the lore for like Flight or Coco was like super small. it wasn't like actual lore like they give to Bessie, Bobette, and Gordy. And Sylvester's lore is super unnoticeable. It's barely even noticeable. And Ginger lore and the other holiday tunes lore, except for the mains, are barely noticeable, and some of them don't even have a lore. So like, I really dislike that part, and I hope that next year, or in this year when Halloween comes back, that Quell adds new lore to the other tunes of the holiday, because it's actually so boring. We already know about the mains, okay? We want to know more about the others. It's like they are just there and are not important, and that's actually super sad. Another thing that people complain a lot is how the gameplay loop is super repetitive, and it literally never changes for some reason. It's been almost 2 years. In June, it's gonna be 2 years that this game was released, and it didn't change almost anything, like at all, in gameplay. And because of the gameplay not changing, it actually makes a lot of players bored of the game, because where is the fun of playing a game that never changes and it's almost the same every time you play it? One day or another you will get bored and stop playing it, unless the creators of the game put anything actually new that will change the gameplay. And Quell she is gonna add the double person machine, where two people can do the same machine. For the people who don't know yet, she's actually adding it finally after a long time of people asking. She will add the double player machine, and it's actually pretty great, but it doesn't really change that much, but it's great at least. And I hope that that idea won't be super changed in the future, and I hope that it works well for the gameplay overall. Don't be too broken, but don't be too bad, you know. But well, I've already talked about a lot of bad things in this game, so let's talk about what is good. So first, I'll talk about the gameplay. Like the gameplay, no, actually, I mean the tunes designs. They're actually pretty great and at the same time simple, and that is actually pretty good. And the characters' personalities are likable, and also the fact that this game, as much as it didn't change much in gameplay, the cosmetics are actually great. Some of them, at least the newest ones, are really great. And I mean, people complain about it a lot, actually, calling a lot of them ugly and things like that. Some of them are ugly, but others, they're just really great. And I hope that Quell focus on gameplay, but also at the same time she could focus on better like skins for the character. I mean, not completely focus, because why would she only care about skins? She should care about like everything overall. So yeah. So this was all for today's videos. It was kind of long, but I really wanted to talk about this. And the true question is it getting boring? Can the game be better? And the answer is yes, the game is getting boring actually, but it can change and actually add great things that we're gonna like and gonna bring back the players. So this is all, and bye bye.